You can tell dating when things are going well because people are a little bit more likely to talk. I always find you can get the chairman of Liverpool on the phone to do an interview. When it's going well, he's probably less likely to do it when it isn't. But listen, I'd rather you doing well, and everyone can talk all they want. And he's done an interview with Paul Gorst, and fair play to Gorsty for getting the scoop on that. And it's a wide ranging interview, quite interesting for anyone who's not read it. But he talks a lot about the last 18 months, and he talks a lot about the transition really from Jürgen to Arne Slot. And so I think it's always worth just sort of reflecting on that whole period, because he goes into a little bit more detail on, you know, the process and also what it has taken out of Jürgen. And he talks about him, you know, being gutted, but also feeling for his friend. And it's a reminder a lot that these people are human beings in all this, and we look at them as, you know, the chairman of Liverpool or the billionaire John Henry or the millionaire footballers, but they are all humans, and they're dealing with each other, and that human element we can't forget.
Yeah, it's FO. So Jürgen going was, you know, a massive blow, wasn't it? It's like almost a Kennedy moment. Everyone remembers where they were when it was announced, and you wonder what on earth could Liverpool do on the other side with a manager who gave us so much. And in that interview he gave when he was on his way out, you could see he was absolutely spent. And my good lady was watching that interview on the telly with us, and she's not really interested in the footy, and she's like, does he always ramble like this? You know what I mean? I was like, no, not really, no.
So she just listens to the Anfield.
Yeah.
He's so here, man.
And I thought she'd be used to it with myself, like, you know, but you know, you could see. I think, you know, the way Jürgen was, I'd said it on a couple of occasions. I think Jürgen was the sort of fella, and he can be as naive as you like. I thought he would only truly consider himself a success if there was a success that followed him immediately. That's the true measure of success. And I think Jürgen is that honourable and that type of a fella. That's the way it came across to me. I never met him, but that's the way from what I can gather, that's how it all looked to me. And if you've got supporting Liverpool's hard enough. But when you've got to manage and be responsible, and Liverpool being such a manager's club, and the way you're supposed to like embody it, and you know, when people are looking for you for political analysis or moral standpoints and all that, as well as not just winning, but winning in a certain style with the competitors that we've got who have different advantages over us. It's like all consuming. You wonder how someone could do a year, and they just don't get any time off. They just don't. And so it's gonna wipe someone out in the end. And so this is a huge statement of not only did the ownership, the people who run Liverpool Football Club get the right man, and so much the right man that when we signed him, our rivals were silent. They were all jealous. They all wanted him, and we got him. But to prepare a football team to be as successful without the main man, now that really does tell you that if anyone's got any brains who are looking at Liverpool as a rival and they're not jealous, they want to enjoy sport and they want to enjoy learning in the process. What the club have done here, FSG, what they've done to put something in place where they say we're going to have this structure where the manager is so important and so integral. But what we can do is we can replace him with someone else who pretty much 90% of your fan base haven't heard of until last week, and then go on and do even more. I don't think the ownership of this club get enough credit. I am not their biggest champion. They have done things I completely disagree with.
He feels like he's beating me, John.
I am, yeah. You know, and I'm one of the few people who can get away with it. But you know, I disagree with loads of stuff that they've done, and the stuff that's come out this week over the friends and family stuff, the ticket stuff, all that sort of thing, and things that's gone on which I completely disagree with, and I rightly be angry. But okay, so yeah, I get that. But with regard to running a successful football team, I think they've learned from lessons past. They didn't build from a position of strength when they won the league 5 years ago. Now, there might have been good reasons or bad reasons for that. I think there were more bad reasons than good. And I think they've looked at that and thought, if we ever get in that position again, and we've got an opportunity, then we're going to cash in. And life is about learning from your journey and learning from mistakes that you might have made. So I do think they made one at the time, and I think they're cashing in now.
I wondered, when I'm reading this and he's talking about Jürgen and how he took its toll on him, and listen, part of that was Jürgen's fault himself, how much he sort of took on and things like that. But I'm reading it thinking, like, this isn't just like maybe the last Liverpool manager will have like that, but maybe the last manager of any big club, because we might look back in 20 years and say that Jürgen was the last fella who did as much as that.
Completely agree with that.
Because with the pressures on, especially the club the size of Liverpool, and you know, Tom Werner talks in it like he basically get up, go to work, and then work all day, drive home and go to sleep, and that was sort of all he did. And you can only last so long. It's a miracle he lasted as long as he did, really. And I just wonder whether, like, football is going to start, well, it already has started, and the idea of someone like Jürgen Klopp, this talisman, at a big football club like Liverpool, like, we might not ever see it again.
I hope you're enjoying this free show at the moment. Loads of excellent, exciting stuff on the Anfield app. If you want to be part of the whole thing, you can download the Anfield app and go from there. Or you can subscribe via the YouTube membership as well for video-only content and other bits and pieces. We love doing these shows. We love that you watch them. So come, be part of the journey with us.